Let's take a look at stories making headlines. Stakeholders in the tourism industry urge to ensure the industry grows to the level of the mining industry. The Ministry of Communication and Innovation to digitalize government services as a way of improving service delivery.
And in sport, our rugby national team, the Vultures, lose to South African club Sibanye Stillwater in friendly match.
And that is Tato Khosimori joining us later on our sport desk. Patricia Shomanyane is interpreting in sign language. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now in our first story, tourism organizations have been urged to ensure that the tourism industry grows to the equivalent of the mining industries. This was said by the acting president, Mr. Moiti Mohasa, at the HATEB 40th anniversary conference. Mr. Mohasa says there's a possibility of the depletion of minerals. Therefore, it's important for the tourism sector potential to diversify the country's economy to be ready to take over. He applauded HATEB for their unwavering commitment and passion not only to contribute to the growth of the sector, but to the national economy during their 40 years of existence.
Over the 4 decades, we have seen a tremendous growth in our economic activities, particularly in the host areas of Okavango and Chobe. Expanding opportunities for tourism will definitely allow us to diversify our economy and move away from minerals, which obviously at one stage are going to get depleted. What we need to consider are areas like Zabong, and which can be a gateway to the Trans-Frontier Park and that hinterland. Those of you who know the Tulu block will agree with me that there's a lot of potential in that area.
The value and the benefits of tourism in Botswana is profound. It plays a crucial role in the country's economic stability, cultural preservation, environmental conservation. It's essential for all stakeholders. And when I say all, I mean including government, local authorities, the banking sector, the tourism industry and its service providers, to collaborate on sustainable policies and practices.
Over the past 2 months, America has suffered of a loss of over 20% of tourists flying into America. Thereby, that presents an opportunity to us in Africa.
The government, through the Ministry of Communication and Innovation, has decided to digitalize government services as a way to improve service delivery while also maximizing on revenue collection. The Assistant Minister, Mr. Shonen Tlaile, said this during a Khotla meeting in Sorowe, highlighting that this initiative will put Botswana in a good place as it pushes to be on par with other countries. Ntlele shared that the ministry has set up a national cybersecurity strategy as a way of trying to protect citizens when they use online service. Gabriel Meriki has more.
As the country is on a roadmap to achieve digitalization of its services and encourage citizens to use more online services, the Ministry of Communication and Innovation has started what they termed One Gov, One Citizen, an initiative of digitizing government services as a way of giving the public the liberty to access services anywhere and doing so safely.
Tirelo tsotlhe tse puso e tshwaraganang le Batswana ka tsone, diofisi tsotlhe tsa puso simolotse mosepele wa go di rutlumolola.
Our government services will be digitized so that Botswana can be able to access from the comfort of their own homes. And the ministry is ready to ensure that citizens are safe when they use online platforms.
Go sa tlhokege gore o emelele o tse loeto o ye ha di ofising jaanong le phata le bagaetso le malala a laotse go tlhomamisa gore go nne le tshireletsego Batswana ba sireletsege.
Those who were in attendance shared their views on the initiative and gave an insight of what they would like to see happen with online migration.
Mobile networks. We
signed non-disclosure agreement with mobile network companies. Then it takes a long time for ideas to be approved. But after a while, the same concept that you have presented is being done by another person.
yana go a re baballa
Yes, ale ka o tsietsa batho gone mo Botswana. Yaanong go supagala gore
There is someone who has been trying to swindle Botswana for a while, and it seems like he buys many SIM cards. How can these SIM cards be tracked to ensure that if this happens, the perpetrator is caught?
tshwara gone kotsi. Re ka helela re itse gore motho o ke mang. Lentswe la gagwe setse le release.
The Member of Parliament for Soraya West, Mr. Onalepelo Kidikilwe, has asked the Minister to ensure that everyone is included in this initiative to ensure that no one is left behind.
Diriswa e pinkiana ya mosadi e nngwe le blue ya monna. Dilo tse bedi hela ka mabaka gore go ne go to yanong go ta diriswa maranyana. Yanong maranyana o me ga a bereke ka gore
Hospitals were on the process of going digital, but then the process was halted. But during that time, medical cards were stopped. We should understand that not everyone is on the same level of knowledge when it comes to ICT usage. We should ensure that everyone is included and no one is left behind.
la re dira maranyana ja. Gore ba ngwa santse ba thoka gore re ba pepetetse. Gore se ka re itse re ba sile ko morago.
The public has been urged to have an open mind as the country tries to push forward with digitalization and improve their lives. Gabriel Mereki, PTV News, Serowe.
Khosi wa bona Ngande of Kumaga village says that they have come a long way being conservationists as they've been living along with wildlife. Khosi Ngande explained that as he has progressed, they registered a community trust to extend their hand in conservation as well as taking partnering in tourism activities. Sabaitsen Tebogo reports.
Kumaga is a village just 2 kilometers away from the Makgadikgadi National Parks and Game Reserve. However, Khosi wa bona Ngande says they have been able to coexist with the wildlife with minimal human-wildlife conflict for years.
Diphologolo ne di le dintsi thata go heta gompieko ka gore nna ke gakolola mo dingwaga tsa me a ke setse ke le monnyane re le go primary gore ne re kgona go apana le ditabuela gara motseng.
We had a lot more wild animals than today, and they roamed around the village. I remember while I was a young boy that we even met lions in the evening around the 1990s. So we came a long way in living along the wild animals. That shows that we have been able to conserve the wildlife around us.
So ka tsela engwe re batho ba ile gore re ka re conserve. Re na le conservation ya bona re kgonne go tshela le diphologolo ka tsela ntse le mona kwa gompeko ntse re tshela le tsone.
Khosi Ngande says they have established Ngande Community Trust to engage in tourism business that can help develop the village.
Re ntse re thabologa ka go kopana le batho re kopana le ba bojanala yana be re simola go le mo gore ka ntibile diphologolo tse le rona ibile re ka boelwa mo go tsone.
As we developed, we learned that the wildlife can benefit us, hence establishing a trust which was registered in 2015 and was allocated a 704 hectares game park. The area was leased to a business partner who has been operating a lodge there since 2023 to generate income.
Meanwhile,
Kumaga is faced with challenges such as high unemployment. The village is far from services, so it faces challenges of unemployment, especially that Buteti has been identified as being hard hit by poverty. If we can better utilize the natural resources in our area, maybe we can develop our village. Since we have been allocated campsites, we need help from the government like guiding and resourcing us so that we can create the much needed opportunities for our youth. Khosi Ngande says cases of livestock theft and alcohol abuse among the youth are also a concern in the village, appealing to residents' cooperation to fight such social ills. Sebastian Tebogo, BTV News, Kumaga.
You're still watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now moving on. The Member of Parliament for the Matete Good Hope constituency, who is also Acting Minister of Lands and Agriculture, Dr. Edwin Dikoluti, says the time is now for the constituency to organize, rearrange resources and tap into the potential of agriculture as a viable source of employment. Dr. Dikoluti, who was addressing his constituents in Pisani, called for them to use innovative agripreneurship initiatives. Gilbert Mohorosi with more.
Dr. Dikolotu noted that agriculture has always been a cornerstone of the local economy, yet many residents remain unemployed. He proposed a series of initiatives aimed at fostering agripreneurship, transforming traditional agricultural practices into profitable ventures. It is time now in the agricultural value chain. We also manufacture seeds and fertilizers, just like our counterparts. Truth be told, we can't succeed in food security without seeds, so we must transform and ensure that we engage ourselves in these sectors of the value chain. Hence, we have also agreed to address issues of lack of source of water for production by surveying and drilling more water points, building dams, as well as cleaning and maintaining all available abandoned boreholes in the area so as to avail water for production. The issue of classroom shortages remains a pressing challenge at the local primary school. Sick bay at our local primary school has been turned into a classroom, and in that space it is so hurting. Almost 60 pupils are put into that small confined area, which is not conducive for learning environment. We request that local temporary vacancies be announced and filled here through our local khotla rather than to be subjected to Lobatse Labour Office, as it is the case now. With agripreneurship at the forefront of his agenda, Dr. Dikolotu aims to inspire a collective effort within the constituency to seize the potential of agriculture as a pathway to sustainable livelihoods. Gilbert Morozim, BTV News, Bizani.
The Assistant Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, who is also the Member of Parliament for Mahalape East, Mr. Augustine Nyatanga, says as government, their decisions are mainly guided by human rights. That is why they believe that prisons should work on transforming prisoners. At a Khotla meeting he addressed in Matumu village on Friday, he shared that there are currently 8 transformation programs running in prisons. Terema Khweng has more.
The current government largely puts emphasis on human rights as they believe everyone deserves to be treated fairly. Even when incarcerated, prisoners retain certain fundamental human rights. Hence, government believes that they should be transformed such that they would be easily integrated in the society. For that reason, about 8 programs have been designed in prisons for such a purpose.
So se se tona se ba tshwantseng gore ba se dire ke go aga magolego ba na le mananeo a ka go sesha a heta borobedi ba ile gore ba na le melato ya tshakgalo ba.
Prisons officials should ensure that they rehabilitate the prisoners, so they have about 8 correctional services programs for that purpose.
Alcohol, substance abuse, in
the same light, the village leadership believes that more courts should be established in the country, pleading for one in their region so as to help speed up the court proceedings for cases.
Murder case, lead the rape is very sensitive.
Crimes like murder and rape should be attended to speedily, and the courts should be strict.
Good moment out of way the lady said, I will leave a sin. The High Court, the
Residents also shared their views. Different cases should be attended to according to their magnitude.
kana e lekaneng a diragadiwe go sena mo ile go gongwe motho ta go tsaya dikgwedi tse 3 rephetso ga setsa bata gore ke ta go seka le masupi kai ke
botsa gore ha ke le motho ke tshwana jaaka le mpona le ntibile ka matho ka ha seemo se ke leng mo go sone mme anong ya re ha setse a ntse a tshwere ditsa gagwe ka go bonwa gore hana.
How can you help people like us who are ravaged by thieves stealing livestock?
Ba mo amoga gone botshelo jame ke le motho yo ke ntseng jalo ke tshela ka botshelo jo bo ntseng jalo mo lehatsheng la Botswana.
The Assistant Minister will go around the country to share and disseminate information about his ministry for the nation to get more insight about what they do. Terry Makhoeng, BTV News, Matsumo.
One of the country's oldest political party, the Botswana People's Party, has emphasized the importance of reaching out and empowering the youth towards the party's growth and development. The party leader, Mr. Motlatsi Malapisi, highlighted this at a party meeting held here in Gaborone, where he also encouraged the members to work hand in hand in recruiting new members. Refilo Mutube reports.
The BPP youth has been tasked to work diligently and come up with alternatives that can build a strong youth league that can be able to fight for human rights and bring change amongst the most vulnerable communities of this country.
The committee tertiary schools. Some people's party more Southern region consciences. To grow the organization.
Botswana People's Party sena banana thata ba bane ba le active ya no se le ka go se dira. We are trying to empower banana re ba head workshop re leke go ba ruta gore People's Party go tewa eng e emetseng so that they can prepare themselves for the coming elections at 2029.
In saying so, the Vice President of the BPP, Mr. Philip Bulawa, has also mentioned that they are working tirelessly in preparing themselves towards the 2029 general elections through spreading its wings across the country and recruiting and teaching the new members its mandate.
Tota re leka gore yaanong People's Party yana me ka lehatshe la Botswana. I'm sure Liluna, you are aware of the fact that tota intsi khaneletse thata ko north. Yaano re very dumalana gore nya re tshwantse gore yaano re bonale e se mo Gaborone he re sampe re tatswa re ya le ko bo central ka maikaelelo ya gore party e gole. Me ya ka le bone e a gola re setse re na le structure tse di nametsang mo Gaborone.
The party hopes to increase in numbers in building a country that works for its people. Refilo Mutube, Botswana Television.
And now in international news, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio oversaw the signing of a peace deal with the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, which also eases U.S. access to critical minerals and resource-rich Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The agreement aims to calm fighting and militia violence that have defied peacekeeping and negotiations since the mid-1990s. DRC and Rwanda hope the involvement of the U.S. and the incentive of major investment will open the door for greater U.S. and broader Western investment, bringing about economic opportunity and prosperity. DRC is the world's largest producer of cobalt, gold, diamond, and copper reserves. However, the conflict in eastern DRC has created one of the world's largest humanitarian disasters, with over 7 million people displaced. It is time for Sport News. Tuto Khosimori on standby.
Thank you, Olebile Samoka. It is an honor and privilege for me to welcome you to Botswana Tonight Sports segment. I am Tato Khosimore, and here is our leading story. The national rugby team, the Vultures, are lost by 7 points to 18 against Sibanye Stillwater from South Africa in a friendly match played at Warwick Park Rugby Grounds on Saturday. Horata Mweng reports.
The match started with a lot of intensity, with both teams working hard to deny the other a chance to score. It was, however, the visitors Sibanye Stillwater who took the lead through Isaac Smith's penalty just 12 minutes into the game to take a 3-point lead. They followed this up by scoring a try, which took them to halftime with a healthy 10-0 lead. After halftime, both teams continued to play impressively. The Vultures managed to get on the scoreboard through a convention by God knows Mavara, earning them 5 points. They quickly followed it up with another try by Brendan Vanzel, bringing their total to 7 points. This was too little too late, however, as Sibanye Stillwater held on to win the match by 18 points to 7. Coaches expressed their satisfaction with the match, saying they have learned a lot from the encounter.
I thought we played very well. We played a team from Rustenburg that plays in the Gold Cup. These are paid players, so we're still amateur. Our guys don't get paid, so I thought we did really well, and I thought we gave them a really good fight. I think it was only 2 tries to 1. And I'm very impressed. I'm very proud of the boys. I think technically we were fine. I think we need to work on our line out a little bit more. Also, our ball handling needs to be a bit better. It's just the team hasn't been together for very long. We've only just had a week's training. So we just need to spend more time together.
What started the game also for us was the foundation, what we did with the front row. The scrums was exceptional. We've got 3-4 penalties there. That was good. The maul was good in the line-out. So the set faces there was good. And then from there, the backline could have done they play. But also must say the force and the defense at the backs, because we were in trouble a lot of times.
In another match played on the same day, Gaborone Hawks defeated BU Riders 22-0. Horata Mweng, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Former Zebras head coach Stanley Tsusanim, who passed away yesterday after a short illness, will be remembered for his leadership, vision and dedication to shaping the nation's footballing identity. As the first coach to have qualified the men's national football team, the Zebras, to the Africa Cup of Nations in 2012, Braston, as he was affectionately known, leaves behind a legacy that will be remembered for generations to come. Komso Sefako with the details.
Susan was a pillar of Botswana football, having transformed the national team from underdogs to continental contenders as he led the Zebras to their first ever Africa Cup of Nations appearance in 2012. Susan's coaching career spent decades managing clubs such as Matebejane, Gaborone United, Mogodisano Fighters, Gaborone Santos and BF 11.
The love for football. So Hansa Hula after his secondary, Ansel Moses Soling now, because they had love for football. We need to put him in the world of football. I live over Francis Town and the Botswana Defence Force. Botswana Defence Force came in here for 1977, but they're not in the 80s, late 80s. The other colleagues in the army more Gaborone were wondering, best thing go France Town come to Gaborone to come and form a team called Botswana Defence Force 11, BDF 11. Then he came down here and he formed the Botswana Defence Force 11. So because of his nature of the job, armed forces, there's not so much discipline. He was already a disciplined man. And he loved soccer so much. So all the boys that he was recruiting was making sure they go through a disciplinary process. Appreciating when they play for BDF 11, you must be well disciplined.
As the football community come to terms with his loss, we remember Stanley Susane not just for his achievements, but for the passion and commitment he brought to the game.
The likes of Bomo were groomed by him.
le Major David Bright le Colonel Stanley me bana ba mo na inetse mo sengwe se sa na se dira na dira go tswa pele go sole na bereka mo di officing go finance office me bana ba mpolala di report tse ne di go nna ka ene se ba ile mo tsholo go dira tiro go tswa pele ya finance. He was talented in coaching. Coaching, very talented. You cannot attack leaving your defense open. He was more of defensive. Also defend your territory before you attack the enemy. There is Ellen battle, attack enemy high in the position. You are well defended. Still in a tactics on its own. Na it's all for one or hang or make sure your people are secured. Because house and I could temper, enemy was then a gomra. It's going to destroy you. And how about the tell us Nasib? So Stanley was very keen and was a talented coach here.
Tributes have been pouring in from former players, football officials, and fans, all remembering Susana's unwavering dedication to sport. As Botswana bids farewell to this football icon, his legacy will forever be etched in the nation's sporting history. Khomzo Safago, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And lastly, in the just ended Orange FA Cup round of 16 match, Holy Ghost has secured a spot in the quarterfinals after their 1-0 victory over Notwani. Kabelo Babusi's goal ensured that they will clash with security systems in the next round of that competition. That's how we come to the end of Botswana Tonight sports segment on Sunday night. Thank you very much for the privilege of your time. And let's take once again a look at our leading stories.
Stakeholders in the tourism industry urge to ensure the industry grows to the level of the mining industry. The Ministry of Communication and Innovation to digitalize government services as a way of improving service delivery.
And in sport, the Vultures lose to South African Sibanye Stillwater in a friendly match.
Well, that is all the news we had for you this Sunday. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Now, Botswana aims to reposition itself as a driver of trade and economic growth in Southern Africa and beyond by leveraging its strategic geographic location.
To return to these corridors of thought, here at the George Washington University, my alma mater is to return to a place where vision first took form. It was here as a student in mathematics and economics, a student of great professors, Professor Hugh Courtney, Professor Yates, Professor Utes. It was here that I first grappled with